Hello everybody, my name is Bright Rose and welcome back to Minecraft in this snowy plains biome where we are going to be taking a quick look at one of the cheesy little methods that I use to make circles for things like towers and stuff like that in Minecraft that you can place very simply around the world for your building needs and stuff like that. So what we are going to be looking at is the MiniHud Mod pack. And I use this via the Prism launcher through the Mondrith set of mods. And what we are specifically going to be using is the shape rendering. And what this allows us to do is place wireframes in the world that we can configure to our various sizes and different colors and things like that to allow us to be able to view these in the world. Also, it has the bonus of other people, other players, if you're on a server, can't see what you're doing. So if you want to be sneaky and make it look like you're building a lot easier and faster than you actually are, or just so you're not putting massive bright spheres in other people's worlds. But what this allows you to do is just place a little border like this into the world of your, well, what size you want it to be. And you can just very quickly run around and place blocks to get the exact circle that you're looking for. And you can also stack multiple of these in various different locations and things like that to get different shapes that you want for your build. So what I've done here is I've shrunk the circle that we had so it has a much smaller diameter than the previous one, because this, I think, is going to be roughly the size of a tower that we potentially want to place in this snowy area. So what you can do, again, just by going to your mod setup, and I have quite a lot of mods that I utilize, we can configure it, and we can adjust the height just with left and right clicks, and I can make it, say, 12 blocks high if I want to. You can also switch the axis and various things like that for exactly how you want it to be, to make it a lot simpler. And there are so many different options that you can do with this sort of thing. So now we have a nice little cylinder in the world that we can use as the basis for, say, making a tower or something like that. And as these goat has very obviously just demonstrated to us, it's perfectly passable. No one else will see this. You're not going to start putting these things in people's way. And this is going to really simplify and speed up building. Because, yes, there are things like diagrams and stuff like that that you can use. There are other mods that allow you to bring in designs into your world to ease of building and stuff like that. But using MiniHud, which has so many other different abilities that allow you to just sort of smooth out your game and things like that, this is a really quick and easy way of doing it. Using the wonderful flying ability that we have in Creative, although scaffolding this height with any block is pretty easy, what we can do is we can get to roughly the height of the top of the cylinder that we've created, and going once again into the MiniHud setup, what we can do is we can configure a new shape. Now, there's various different circles, cylinders, lines, various stuff like that, but what we are looking for in this case is the adjustable spawn sphere. And we're going to add one of those into our little setup here, and we're going to configure it. We're going to set it exactly where we are currently. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the color. And we're just going to make it, say, let's make it a bit greener, so it contrasts with the blue and makes it a little bit easier to see. So what I'm going to do again is I'm going to reduce the radius to a more manageable size. And going back, we're going to enable it. So what that has done is place this sphere in the world at roughly the height here. What we can do now, again, going back to the configure tab, is we can just mess around with the various little details to get it to the right size and the right height that we want it, where it's interacting with the blue cylinder, just to make sure that they are mapping up how we want them to. So as you can see, what I'm going to probably have to do here is just raise the cylinder up by 3 blocks, so this bit here matches up with the top of the cylinder, or maybe even one more if I want it to protrude a little bit. So we drop back in to MiniHud, we configure the adjustable spawn sphere, and we just, again, with left click, raise it up by 3 blocks, which is bringing us in line like that. Now, if we just get ourselves a few blocks, let's go for some classic stone brick, I think. We'll just grab some of those like that. What this allows us to then do is very rapidly place these blocks like this and just fill up this area. And so as you can see, they are within the wireframe that has been created. And if we go out, you can see there, they are very obviously on the outside of it, which means we can just begin to stack up very quickly and create these shapes that we're looking to create. And obviously, you can do this with your scaffolding in survival mode, and it's really not that difficult to do. But this will let you very quickly get that perfect sphere shape that you are looking for. And it's not going to cause that much of an issue, as long as, again, if you're playing on a server, they allow this mod in particular to be utilized. You can very quickly just build exactly what you want. Now, again, I've done this in creative just because it's easier for displaying this, but there's no reason that you couldn't, being in survival mode, just very quickly build this up. And it's not really much more difficult. Just uses a little bit of the shift button to make sure you're not falling off. But that is a very quick and simple way to start making all sorts of shapes like this. And if you wanted to, you could add another circle here, raise it up a little bit so it's starting about halfway up, and then you can make like just a little tower sticking out the side of your central tower. Things like that. With these very simple tricks within the MiniHud mod, you can throw these shapes down, set the place exactly where you want them, exactly the scale that you want them to be, and it is very easy to build up much bigger structures. You can create quite vast domed areas using this layout and just placing the blocks within the set area. You can even stack multiple domes of different sizes on top of one another to create layers of arches, domes, and all these sorts of shapes very quickly, very simply. And again, one of the main and best qualities of this is that it is completely unobtrusive to anyone else on any server or multiplayer that you might be playing with. Like I said, it's a very quick, very simple mod to allow you to be able to just make your building that much simpler. So I really hope this helped. If you enjoyed this video and it did help you out, drop a comment, drop a like, drop a subscribe if you haven't already. I would be very, very grateful. My name is Bright Rose, and I will see you again in the next video.